Hello. This topic is on Native Americans that were Hispanicized, meaning they are part of the Spanish culture, they speak Spanish, and their ancestors interbred with Spaniards. All are welcome to listen and learn, but it is very important that Hispanics and Latinos listen to what I have to say in order to better understand the communities that they are a part of. First, Hispanic and Latino is not a race, they're ethnicities or culture. This is the biggest misconception people have when they think of it as race, because within the Hispanic and Latino communities, there are multiple races, with the main three being Caucasian, Native American, and African. There are even some Asians that are Hispanic, and they speak Spanish just as well. This is important because Hispanics are very diverse, with diversity even being seen within immediate family. For example, in my family, I'm considered the dark one. There's your cousin over there, he's the dark one. Did we ever stop and realize why? Well, I have an analogy, and it has to do with dogs. Let's take the father, and he's a husky. We'll take the mother, and she's a golden retriever. When they have puppies, some are going to look more like the father, the husky, and some will look more like the mother, which is a golden retriever. And there'll be some that are a perfect blend of the two. The same is for people. We come out with the genetics of those Hispanic ancestors that we had that interbred with each other. It's almost like a big roulette wheel of genetics. And when you're born, you get to see which one you have most of, or your perfect blend of the two. That's the diversity of Hispanics. Now, unfortunately, the problem occurs with Hispanics of Indigenous blood. Now, when there's a Hispanic, and they're clearly of African descent, no one's going to tell them otherwise. They're going to know from the start that they are of African descent. Same with Caucasians. The ones that look more Spaniard are always going to know that they're more Spaniard. But I find it strangely unique that when it comes to people of high indigenous blood, they have no idea they're Native American, me included. There has been a disconnect with Hispanics of indigenous blood, or that are Native American. Now, if your family and you have realized this, then good for you, you're one step closer. But many Hispanics have not realized this, including myself. As I said before, I went the longest time without even realizing that I was indigenous. Now, this mainly has to do with the misconception of Hispanic and Latino being a race, when it is not. So why should we care? In the United States, we like to document other races' achievements. This needs to happen for Native Americans in Hispanic communities. But in order for that to happen, we need to realize that we are Hispanicized natives. We are indigenous to the Americas. This is not an uprising to leave Hispanic culture. It's the opposite. Go learn your history, how your ancestors became part of the Hispanic culture, and then progress them. We are the next step forward for indigenous peoples. I am telling you, go look in the mirror. It's your ancestors that look back. I'll see y'all later.